Every mountain is climbed one step at a time, and every great journey begins with a single stride. We're here to help you realize your true potential, one conversation at a time.
Remember, cathedrals weren't built overnight. They were built by laying one brick at a time. And today, we're laying those bricks together.
Prepare to break through the barriers of the ordinary. With laughter as our compass and knowledge as our guide, let's explore the extraordinary.
Because living with positivity isn't just an act, it's an art. And we're here to help you master it.
So tune in, turn up the volume, and get ready to transform your life and make the 1% shift with
The Human Now.
Hey!
Oh, dude.
How we doing?
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, man. It has been a long time.
I've been waiting, man. I've been waiting to get back into my gears.
We've got Ali G in the house.
Had to activate the sports mode because it's gonna be fire, man.
Nice. Beautiful. How you feeling?
I am feeling. See, I was thinking about this, and I was gonna say it's so normal to just be like, I'm feeling good. But I feel like we need to dig a little deeper into it.
Be a little bit more conscious with our answer. Yep.
Yeah. So if we're doing the vibe check and the morale and seeing where we're at, I'm probably about a 7.5.
Mm-hmm.
We're back where we belong,
Yes.
but it's been a while.
Yes.
But I can feel it coming back, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So definitely, I'm great, man. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
I'm so happy right now. We're coming back into our form and who we are.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How about yourself, man?
Yeah, man. I'm feeling the nerves are definitely there because we've been away for so long. It's like, how do I podcast?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm probably sitting at about a 7.
Yeah.
But definitely excited, definitely grateful, and ready to get into it.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Before we get into some gratitude,
Yep.
What have you been up to, man? Where have you been?
Man, I've been around. I've been somewhat busy.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a lot going on.
Yeah.
We've had the Indian show.
Yeah.
Celebrating
that was
20 years.
massive.
That was huge. Our first sold out show in 20 years, which is exciting.
Wow.
So that took up a lot of time and was exciting, and very grateful to be a part of that, and
Definitely
was very emotional going back and reminiscing, going down memory lane, and just seeing how far we've come with that as well.
Yeah, I think just leading up to the show and stitching all that stuff together, spending those nights just rewatching, interviewing people, and man, those are some great times. And we wouldn't be sitting here
Absolutely,
without Indians,
for sure. Yeah,
and having gone through that, like the stuff we've learned over that time, it's just been unreal. And man, that weekend of show is that you still get that packing day feel.
Yeah.
When everyone gets to the venue and you start seeing the lights, and it was a majestic venue as well.
Absolutely. But let's not talk about that too much because I think we've got an episode planned around that, right?
Of course.
What about yourself? What have you been up to?
I've just been, like, the easiest way to say it would be busy. But like work's been full on and work's been good. And also running the house.
Yep.
Like just like with just me and trying to, like, the weekends, the weekends is just reset and make lunch and get ready for the next week.
For sure.
And each weekend you're trying to tackle a new chore to keep the house moving. Otherwise you like leave it and it piles up and piles up. And then on top of that, we've just had a bad run of like sickness, COVID, and some random
Those
flu.
both of you, right?
And yeah.
So,
but still trying to keep like the vibes high. The vibes are still being good. Got to let the body do what the body needs to do.
Absolutely.
Bought a gym.
Yes. Very, very exciting.
Yeah. So like starting to take a bit more care of my body, because the other thing I I just haven't felt so strong.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
Nice.
Trying to pump some weights, get some gains.
Yeah. Get married, they said. Buy a house, they said.
Yeah.
Have kids, they said. Yeah. You get some artwork up on the wall.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of like the next thing.
Yeah.
Thinking about how we dress this place up, and but it's nice. It's a nice space and good to be back.
Forgot how cold it is in here, and I didn't bring a jacket.
Bro,
But the heater, we've got the heater on. Okay, relax. Should we get into some gratitude?
Yes.
Getting carried away.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Tell me, Akash. It's been a long time. It's probably been over a month. A lot to be grateful for.
Too much.
Tell me what you've been grateful for recently.
I think today, what I'm grateful for and reflecting on it, it's a few things. It's the knowledge and the truth, but also my upbringing and past experiences, because all of those have somewhat had a part to kind of mold or shape me into who I am, but then have also given me the experiences to be able to approach and have a handle of how to go about life in the present day.
Yep.
You know, if I hadn't gone through what I've gone through and just some of those teachings from like my parents and the people around me, I'd just be a different person. So it's just been quite evident in the last couple days, you know, to see all of that has helped me to be.
Beautiful. How
about yourself?
Yeah, man. Look, I'm gonna keep it very simple. I'm grateful for the privilege of having this space and the privilege of being able to sit here with you and have this medium to share our thoughts.
Yep.
Over the last month and a bit, I've really missed it.
Yeah, definitely.
And it was something that I always look forward to every week. So I'm very grateful to be back in the chair, in front of the cameras, with the mic, speaking with you. But I'm also very grateful for, we just spoke to someone just before we hit record, and they had lost a member of their family or the extended family.
Yep.
So I just want to take this chance to give you your flowers while you're still here. And obviously, I'm not saying that. I just think we don't do it enough, right? So I want to say I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for the space that you've created. I'm grateful for you allowing me to be in your home, and grateful for you having created Human Now and allowing me to come on this journey. I think without you, none of this would have been here. And I'm grateful that you've allowed me to take it on as my own as well.
Of course.
So I appreciate that. I appreciate you, and I love you very much.
I love you too. I love you so much. And
so much.
You already know that.
Yes. So I'm grateful for those things.
Nice, mate.
Yes.
All right.
Cool.
Should we get into it?
Let's get into it.
So today's topic of discussion, and where I thought we should head into, is this idea around self-belief and aligning your aspirations to a higher ideal and serving the masses. Because I think what's easy to do in doing that is getting caught up and confused, where you think your ideal and what you're doing is serving, but really you're fulfilling your own desires of whether it's the glitz and the glam, you know, being able to acquire more accolades, more eyes on you. Like, that's actually what you want. But what you think you're doing is you think you're doing the world a service.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's a lot of confusion in that.
For sure.
And so how do you align with that or find that? And then I think it'd be nice to then move into a bit of motivation and inspiration and the difference. Because when you're aligning to something higher, something has to drive that, push you towards that. I think that's kind of where I'm thinking.
So what are your thoughts?
Well, up until recently, and which I think this break has been very good because, and I think this is also what I found kind of in my professional career as well, is for a long time, I've felt like I need to wait for the right brief or the right project. And that one project is going to be the defining
the
project that's going to define me and my impact on architecture.
Right.
But like, again, in doing that, I've forgotten the bigger goal. And the bigger goal is through like every design and everything I draw is going to have an impact on someone. You know, like right from the person who's having to build and read off my plans to the person who inhabits the space. You know, like that's just because this thing hasn't won a prize doesn't mean it's good architecture, that it's life-changing for someone. And the same thing, like, I think even, again, like I was trying to put out some stuff for, do you remember when we said we'd put out a video on TikTok? And we did?
Yep.
And then the same thing, you just get caught up in all those likes and people and what they comment, you know? And people are like, oh, this is an average design. And you're just like, bro, like, who are you? Yeah. But even still, you know, like you can attach your identity to that and it becomes very personal very quickly. And then you just forget that you're there to serve people and like really at the end of the day, who cares? Like no one, you're just a blip on the screen for like 3 seconds and that person's forgotten who you are. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I'm just trying to connect the dots with what was the original point that you said, the two things that we're discussing. So the second one I know, motivation and inspiration.
Yeah.
So the first one is
self-belief and alignment.
Yep.
Of your aspirations to a higher ideal.
Right. So
and
then
because you get confused or you confuse yourself thinking that you are doing it, but really what you're searching for is like attention.
Okay. But you're not searching for attention, are you? Or are you saying that's what you were gaining from the videos?
I think that's what I was focusing on. But thinking that I was serving.
So then what was the service that you were trying to provide with those videos? And then even at work with your clients and stuff like that, what is your ultimate goal? What is your higher goal? What should you be attaching yourself to? I think that's important to know, right? Not only for you, I think for everyone listening as well. I think that's probably the first question that you should ask yourself is what the job that I do, the roles that I play, what is the higher goal here? So do you know?
I think for architecture and the work that I do, it's what I believe in is the spaces we design us.
Yeah.
And so just designing good architecture to make our community's lives better, people's lives better. That's it.
Yep. And so I think even with the videos that you put out, right, that is the ultimate focus still there, making people's lives better. You're trying to help young, aspirational
creatives,
yep, to not make the same mistakes you made, right? And if they can avoid some of the mistakes that you made, you know, look out for the pitfalls that you have noticed along the way, all of that sort of stuff, then you are essentially making their lives better, right?
Yep.
And there might be 1 out of the 100 people that watch it that might gain that. But if your focus is on that, then it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter what the other 99 people are saying.
But it's hard.
It's 100% hard. Absolutely.
You know? And then you just get like so caught up in the BS of like, how do I look? This image. You go through this doubt about
Of course.
how you present yourself and how you look, and the amount of takes you got to take for one video.
Yeah.
And then the quality of the video isn't good.
Yeah.
Like, is that then a judgment of the quality of my work?
Mm-hmm.
Which it's not, you know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, you spiral down, and then that's what I'm saying. You're not focusing on the message and the purpose, which is like, forget about all that. Like, no one actually cares.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what actually matters is just serve, do the job, get it done.
Yeah. I don't know if serve is necessarily the right word.
Right. How come?
Because I don't think everyone is inclined to serve. Right? I think I understand what you're saying, but I think if everyone stays true to what their higher purpose is, or what their purpose is, then that's all you need, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
What do you mean by higher purpose?
So I mean, for me, again, being spiritually inclined, the higher purpose means something else. But I think from a worldly level, I feel like everyone has a purpose, right? And it doesn't matter what job you do, what career you've chosen. I don't think that matters. I think it's individual to everyone what their higher purpose is, right? For me, my higher purpose is to serve. My higher purpose is to help people live the best life that they can live. So again, like on a worldly level, that's what I mean by higher purpose.
Yeah,
it's like the ultimate goal, right? It's like the ideal life.
Yeah.
Like if I was to be everything that I could be, do everything that I could do, what could I achieve? And that should be the goal always.
And what I wanted to say in that is that, like, naturally from that your essence comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think when you're not aligned to that higher purpose, that ideal or that value, like everything just becomes hard.
Mm-hmm.
And you try and embody something that you're not.
Yeah.
That's what I've struggled with.
Yeah.
You know, like just all that overthinking, like you're trying to fit yourself into a mold that doesn't
That's
fit.
not you.
Yeah. But like sitting here right now, we're glowing.
Mm-hmm.
We're good.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable, you know, and this feels right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then guess what do you think are some action points that our audience can take away? I think number one is I think you need to try and identify what your higher purpose is, right? Would you agree?
Yeah. And I think by identifying that higher purpose, it's to identify it is to also figure out like what are the results of it or who benefits from it.
Explain.
So it's not that you like as a result of your action, you don't directly benefit.
Mm-hmm.
You benefit based on the benefit of the people you serve automatically.
Right.
It's not self-serving.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, and then that's where you remove that you and that I
ego,
out of whatever you're doing. I think that's probably just with that first step.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I think the second thing is probably like if everyone can sort of like I think if you observed yourself for a week, right? And I've started to do this recently. If you observe yourself in a week, and any time that you come across a mental block, that's when all the BS of the outer world comes up, right? That's when the noise comes up.
Yeah.
So I think if you were to notice throughout the week, every time where a mental block comes up, I can't do this. This is too hard. Excuses, all of that sort of stuff. And I think if you just did that for a week and made a note of every time that came up, and then either at the end of each day or at the end of the week, ask yourself, is this true? Is what I was telling myself in that moment true? I think people will come to know very quickly that no, it's not. And eventually, the more and more you do that, I think you'll be able to start to recognize it in real time and then start to eliminate some of those thoughts. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's just writing it down, and you got to, just taking that time out to just observe.
Yeah, because like, I mean, I don't know about you, but when we're doing the videos, right? It was like in the moment, this was like the biggest deal. I don't sound good or don't look good.
We've finished recording and be like so reactive.
Yeah.
And so critical, highly critical.
Yeah.
We just created some magic and then boom, straight away, one comment.
Yeah.
And the mood just.
Correct. You're talking about the podcast, right?
Yeah.
But I'm talking about even when we did our individual videos, right?
Yeah.
So yes, when we were doing individual videos, that was our own mind going, what would people think? Right. What would people think? What would people think? When we recorded one episode and a comment was made and we're like, then we got into our heads, right? And so standing back and away from that, we've realized that all of that was BS. None of that was true. We just got in our head, right? And if we were able to realize that earlier, then we could have moved on earlier, served earlier, put out more content earlier, helped earlier, and again, served earlier.
Definitely.
So yeah, I think it's super important just to observe, and with awareness, your stupidity starts to become highlighted.
And then I think just lastly is like really like when you've got that awareness and when everything kind of just seems to line up and flow.
Yep.
It's natural and the essence just oozes out of you.
Yep.
And you don't like, and it's not like you need, what's the word? Like,
validation.
The validation. Because I think there's somewhat like also just searching for that too or wanting that.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're certain and sure of yourself and it just comes naturally out of you, like who cares?
Yeah.
You don't even need it.
Yep.
It's gone.
Yep. Yeah. Some would even argue that the cutting out the noise, you said the cutting out of the noise will allow you to flow, right? I think also the opposite is also makes sense, where you find your natural thing, therefore you flow.
Yeah.
Therefore, nothing bothers you.
And
so we've got an episode coming up soon.
Yep.
Which I think we go into a little bit more about that with some pretty incredible guests.
Huge.
So watch out for that one. So I think the first thing we said is create that awareness. So watch, just observe yourself over a week or so, and write down
purpose.
Huh? Oh yeah. So first one is purpose. Sorry.
Yeah.
So
find your higher purpose.
Try and identify what your higher purpose is.
Yeah.
And that is self-exclusive. not for yourself.
Yeah.
Right? It's find your purpose where it is not about yourself. You remove the ego, you remove the I, and you are able to serve.
In serving others, you also serve yourself.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then the second one was observing yourself, right? So creating the awareness of the amount of noise that's in your brain, in your mind.
Yep.
Over the week, and then asking yourself, is that true? Or was that true? And I think, like we said, is with that awareness,
find your essence.
Yeah, you would start to uncover your essence.
Yeah. And I think what we're talking about also can just be related to anything we do, you know, to being a good husband, a good father, you know, not worrying about, like, I think so often I think about, am I being a good enough husband?
Yep.
And if is what I'm doing, and how are other people perceiving me
Yeah.
as being a husband?
Yeah.
And it is like,
But I think you also waste a lot of like mental
of course,
bandwidth in worrying about what other people think rather than focusing on doing what you need to be doing.
yeah,
Right?
like, we all know I don't like to cook. You know, and I catch myself out, build myself out. If I'm like, I know, and I do my best to contribute to cooking.
Yeah.
I will 100%
Yep.
do that.
Yep.
But when I don't do it, and there's only 2 people in the house, I think there's a million eyes on me, and like Big Brother's watching, and you know, everyone's watching my life story.
Yeah.
Like, no one cares.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, it's that mental bandwidth, and yeah, it's hard to play that role.
Yeah.
We got all these roles to play.
I think we got to remind ourselves that no one gives a shit about you.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Everyone's got their own BS going on. Everyone's got their own life going on.
Mm.
No one is watching you like you think they are.
Yeah.
Forget about it. Forget about it. And this is a message just as much, if not more, for myself and yourself than it is for everyone listening as well. So I think we just have that reminder that everyone's got their own shit going on.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. Yeah.
All right. Inspiration, motivation.
Yeah. I mean, to me, this is pretty straightforward, right? Motivation is externally driven.
Okay.
Motivation is desire, pleasure driven.
Yeah.
Whereas inspiration is internal, values and purpose driven.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's that. I think we asked Shane whether he was being pushed or pulled. I think when you're motivated, you're being pushed to do something, whereas inspiration is set so high, so just like an extraordinary goal or intention that you have for your life that you can't help but be pulled towards it.
Definitely.
So that's sort of just what it is for me.
And I think when you're acting through inspiration, like it just comes out of your essence.
Yeah. I think, and you become more efficient, you become more effective when you're driven from inspiration. Whereas motivation, again, the desire of fame or money or external things start to drive you.
Yeah.
And when you're working from a place of motivation, you almost start to you'd sort of do anything to make that thing happen, right? Which is not necessarily a bad thing. But when you're working from inspiration, it comes from a purity. It comes from, again, the higher purpose, the higher goal.
Just removing yourself out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You always got a motive.
Yes.
To do something when you're motivated.
Exactly. It's in the words.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What about you? Anything to add to that?
Yeah, I think just relating it back to what we were talking about in that first point, you know, where you've got that, like, that self-belief just comes from when you're inspired by a higher ideal. And like, I can just remember myself, like, a couple years back championing positivity. Like, it hasn't stopped, you know, but like, there was just some form of inspiration to just post every day something and share something positive to the world.
Yeah.
You know, and that was 100% just inspiration driven. An ideal, this value that I'm holding so high, you know, and then I think it became normal. And that's where I kind of lost that. Yeah. And then it's more about it's motivation. Like, I got to motivate myself to do this.
Yeah. So then do you think that was your true inspiration then?
What?
Was that your true ideal, to spread positivity?
Oh, yeah.
So then why did it turn into motivation after?
I think because you just forget. It becomes normal, and
I would argue that you don't forget your inspiration or your ideal. Maybe it wasn't big enough. Maybe spreading positivity isn't enough of what you,
or not important.
yeah, not important
enough.
or not big enough to keep you inspired. Something to think about. I remember,
or if it's because it's still
Important.
It's still important, and
of value.
I still ooze it, right? So if we're having a conversation,
Of course,
I'm still gonna
we
pump
feel
you up.
positivity from you. Yep.
But externally pushing it out on a platform,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what I called service.
Yep. Yeah, I remember Gurudev Swami Chimananda has there's this cool video, and we should probably link it if we can find it, where he says you should set an ideal which is so high that you can never achieve it. Or you can almost can't achieve it. It's like, why do that? And he says it's not the achievement of the goal that's important. It's who you become and how you grow in achievement of that, or in that strive for that, towards that ideal,
Right.
is what's important. So I think we both, for ourselves, need to set a crazy, outlandish, ridiculous ideal.
Yeah. Because I think my goal then was limited.
Yeah.
I was just posting every day for a year.
Yeah.
365.
Yeah.
And so again, within that, it's limited.
Yep.
And then it's probably on a limited scale, you're just motivated to get to December.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, should I do another year?
Yeah.
But if it's like, how do we serve the global population? And for one day of the year, get the whole globe in an Adidas tracksuit.
We call it Yellow Day.
Yeah.
For sure. So that's work homework for us. I think homework for everyone as well is maybe start to do a bit of a self audit of yourself, saying what is motivation driven, what's ideals driven.
Yeah.
And I think the first exercise that we said about discovering your purpose will help to define and drive what you consider your ideals or your inspiration. Like we said, as you work from inspiration, then you become more efficient. Work becomes effortless, and you start to ooze, greatness or brilliance.
And you don't have to ooze it into the whole world, just into your world. I think that's also, because people get caught up thinking they gotta be number one and change the world.
Yeah.
But it's just change your world. The 5 people around you.
For sure. Absolutely.
I got a quote, and I'm gonna share this. This was bought to me and Jam from my mum, who went on a trip to New York, and she loves quotes.
Yep.
Like, if you go to our house, there's just stuff plastered everywhere from all different religions, and like, if you want to know who she is, go listen to the episode where we've got her on.
Yes.
So this quote, and it's so fitting for today as well. Every day, it's a fridge magnet, by the way. She see her fridge magnet, her fridge all full of magnets.
Yeah. It's a magnet holder, not a fridge.
I like that. Okay, so every day the world will tell you, this is important. You need to worry about this. And each day, it's up to you to say, no, this is what's important. So again, every day the world will tell you, this is important. You need to worry about this. And each day, it's up to you to say, no, this is what's important.
Yeah.
Ian Thomas.
That's beautiful. So fitting. So fitting. Yeah, so fitting. You hold on to your purpose.
Yeah.
And you tell people what's
important.
What's important to you. And everything else can get out of here.
Get out of here, man. For real. Just
cool.
don't eat peanut.
Thanks for sharing that.
Oh, of course.
I've got a quote as well.
Oh!
Which I saw today, and I was like...
Bonus round.
Yeah. Just because we're talking about, I mean, like this time away from the podcast and us reevaluating what we thought we wanted to do versus what we should be doing, all of that sort of stuff, right? Yeah. And ultimately, what are we here for? Is to serve. Yeah. Just to share a little bit of what we're thinking about
the 1% shift,
helping people make a 1% shift, right? And so this is from Rabindranath Tagore, and he says, "I slept and dreamt that life was joy. I awoke and saw that life was service. I acted, and behold, service was joy." We just got to serve and be happy, man. And that's what's gonna drive us to continue to do this, is just to come in here and act in service of ourselves, and then act in service for our audience as well.
Big time.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, I thought that was important to share, just for us, more than sharing it with the people. Yeah.
Well, I feel like we've just refound and redefined one of our pillars.
Yeah.
Service. What a place to start.
Again. Start again. Yeah, man. This is good.
Nice.
Glad to be back in the room.
Mm-hmm. How you feeling?
10.
Woo-hoo!
10 is an understatement.
Yeah.
10 is an understatement, but we'll leave it there.
All right.
Let's ease the audience back into it.
Yeah, yeah.
What about yourself?
I'm glowing. Like I feel like the sun right now.
Yep.
You know, so where am I sitting? I'm 99.5.
Yep.
I'm feeling good.
Nice.
I'm feeling alive. And like we said, it feels natural. And I'm hoping the vibrations we've created are vibrating and emanating.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's all energy at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't matter what time you're listening to this, where you are, what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, and again, it's about your world, not the whole world.
For sure.
And what's important to you. Anything more to add?
That's it.
Is that us there?
It's us.
Nice.
Cool.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll be back in the next one. And oh man, the next one's going to be incredible.
Is that the one that I think
it
is?
It's going to be huge. You're going to want to listen to it. It'll be out next week.
Cool.
All right. Until next time.
Be human. Be now.